Hello Year 3, Mrs Norris here with day 4 of your English this week on Thursday the 21st of May. Our focus for today's session is to plan and write a fact file, and here is a list of what we are going to do today. We'll check where we are in the learning journey, what we've done and what's left to do. Retrieval activity for you to identify key features of a fact file. Magpie, keywords and technical vocabulary, we'll have a look at that. Plan out your fact file and then start to draft your fact file and applying your learning from the week. Okay, so ultimately by the end of this week you will have a fact file all about trolls, and you will be able to share it with other believers across the world. So there's some really good examples. Let's see if we can maybe tweet them from the school Twitter page and see if anybody likes our work. Okay, our writing journey. So last week we explored as a reader. This week we've explored as a writer, and to get our checklist of features. We've looked at adjectives last week, and noun phrases, similes, description. And this week we have looked at adverbs. Adverbs to add on information, and adverbs that are engaging openers, making somebody want to read it, so enticing the reader to read. Today's focus is planning and writing our fact file. Okay, so here's your retrieval activity. There are arrows from different parts. It might be very tempting if you've already completed this to have a little look. Don't. The importance is retrieval means that your brain will struggle, which in turn means that you will remember better in the future. So retrieval, label parts of the fact file. So you might want to put numbers by the side of all of these to help you, or go down the page and then down this side so that you remember which one is which. So pause while you complete that. Okay, here we go. Here are the answers. Check them off against what you have done. Pause while you are going through and checking them. Okay, so our keys to success here we've been looking at all week and pulling different parts of it off in order to refine and practice or understand in some way, or all of those things. On Google Drive I have put the keys to success on a document like this, so you'll be able to use that as your checklist by the side of you while you are writing, and also when you are editing and proofreading on Friday. So it's got a dual purpose. Purpose 1, so the first part is to encourage you to remember all the features, and then the second purpose to use it to edit and proofread and check your work through that it has everything it needs. So that's saved on Google Drive for you. Okay, magpieing our words. I pinched some of the words from the text itself. I've added to it throughout the week. I've selected the adverbs that I thought I might like to use in my writing. And also, if you've been completing spellings, the reason why I chose the words that are on the spelling list are because I thought they would be quite useful for your fact file. You might happen to use them. So I've also magpied them across to your keywords and vocabulary here. Make sure you have a good look at that, or have it beside you. Remember, this is our working wall building up, so our keys to success, all the vocabulary that we're going to need to help and support us with our writing. So you can pause and add to yours, or check it through, or magpie any of the ones that I've put on the list. Have a go now. Okay then, so pulling along from our working wall, adverbs. I want to see some sentences that have got openings that are adverbs. And here I've pulled across some examples that I've built up on throughout the week and shared with you already, so you know what they look like. You can pause while you have a read, or you can rewind at another point if you want to check key features of an adverb. Here's a selection of others. Again, this is saved on Google Drive to help you, but be very selective of which adverbs you use and think carefully about the reasons why you're choosing them as well. Okay, so this is the planning and writing of a fact file, the planning document for a fact file. This is saved on Google Drive. If you haven't got a printer, all I would suggest is divide your page into 3 columns. First one the smallest, second one a little bit larger, and the third one with more space. And just note down these key headings here, or ask an adult to for you. This is a frame to help support you with your writing. Now, because I can't do lots of typing on the screen here with you, I've prepared one pulling all the things that you have done over the week together so you can see where they fit and what goes in each box. So let's have a look now through that. Okay, so you did what do trolls eat? I've just put my ideas here that I modelled for you, and then my sentence, or might not put the full sentence, I might use a key phrase. But if you have completed some of these, pull which ones are your favourite ones across, add any others or any other ideas that you've had since to your planning document here. Yesterday's was about where trolls live. So again, I've pulled my words across that I modelled to you, and the key sentences that I liked. You will be able to come up with more than this. It shouldn't just be 1 or 2 sentences. It should be a paragraph's worth of sentences. So this box here, choose your own subheading. So I want you to think, these are just suggestions. What might your subheading be? What might your question be here? And that is for you to be creative, and you have a choice over what you want to put in. We talked briefly about do you know and keeping your best facts for the end. So here I've sequenced the order that your writing is to appear in and for you to practice. So at the end, I've pulled the example from the text itself. You can magpie something, but remember that it mainly has to be your own writing. Okay, so we'll go back up the top, and I've explained all of those that have been relevant to this week, that we've talked about and we've done an example of in teaching throughout the week so far. Up here is our heading. That should be easy enough. You might decide that you want to do the truth about trolls, or you might want to call it the truth about, and then the name of your that you have given your troll. That's your choice. Introductory paragraph, I have magpied across from the example piece just so that you can see an example of what one looks like, what a good one looks like from the waggle. You need to adapt yours, and you could maybe keep magpie 1 sentence and then build yours yourself. Now this one here, what do trolls look like? I haven't written in any details here, any notes, because I'd like you to pull on your work from last week. So if you did a character description of a troll and you drew your own troll, you could be thinking about your own troll here. So you don't have to start from scratch. Get the work that you did from last week, brainstorm any keywords, pull out your favourite sentences and phrases that you were happiest with, and that can go on to this piece of writing here. So can you see how we're pulling all the different elements from the week together? Then we're looking at our previous learning and making sure that we draw that across and use it. So the only new thing here that we haven't really covered this week is around an introductory paragraph. We have covered these before, so think back to maybe our work on the life cycle of potatoes, and when we've done a non-chronological report as well. That will give you a few clues as to what one looks like. So you can pause here and have a go at planning your writing. Now, the I can says I can plan and write a fact file. So the writing part, once you've brainstormed all of your ideas down, that should take no longer than 15 to 20 minutes. Have a go today, writing in full sentences and setting out your work in this order that it appears, just on paper at the moment. You don't need to think about placing, position, the other elements of the fact file, such as photos and pictures or images. That's not what's important here. The planning and drafting part of your work is. So we'll talk about presentation tomorrow, how we can present it. So if I flick to the next slide here, we will start to think about how you would like to present it. Think about what images, photos, pictures you might want to draw and use, and how we might lay the work out differently. Okay, so along with part of Friday's lesson, editing and proofreading your fact file in preparation for the publishing part. Okay, I hope you have enough information for today's lesson. Everything should be saved on Google Drive for you to view or print off if you choose to. Good luck. Have a go at planning and draft writing your fact file. Thank you, Year 3.